Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. As you might have surmised, I am your 16th president. I'm here courtesy of the Celestial Speakers Bureau. I think that my estranged wife, 3 times removed, you can show a picture of her there, go ahead and swing it around. She's actually slated to be inaugurated as President of the United States, but that is 30 years from now, and I missed the target, and I ended up here by accident, courtesy of the Celestial Speakers Bureau. We still have problems with bookings. So while I'm here, and I believe my time frame is fairly short, while I'm here, I'll tell you just a little bit about my time while there. You're probably familiar with the Gettysburg Address 7 years ago and so forth, and it ends with the expression of a hope that government of the people, by the people, for the people will not perish from the earth. And what Lincoln was hoping to do, and ultimately began when he was assassinated, was to reconcile the tension between, did I speak of myself in the third person? This happens sometimes. You know, after you're shot in the head, you just lose a little and it comes back slowly. It's the transition over the centuries. They don't give us much to read up in the Celestial Speakers Bureau. It's this waiting room. And because it's heaven, not a lot of interesting people are there. So, anyway, what I was hoping to do was to reconcile the tension between the aspiration of the Declaration of Independence and the somewhat more prosaic expression of government, organization of government laid out in the Constitution. And in no small measure that was achieved with the Civil War amendments, the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 15th Amendment. But I am supposed to be a guest at a class. Bookings happen fast now that I'm here. I'm moving down the hall in just a few minutes. So I'm going to teach this august gathering one thing in 6 parts about contract law. These are brainiacs. These are people who wield weapons of math instruction and could be dangerous with their knowledge unless you'll be inventing all kinds of stuff before the passage of too many moons. By the way, I am the only president in this nation's history to have ever earned a patent. It had to do with a flotation of steamboats off of sandbars. So move them when they were aground. Anyway, contract law. Young man, this is the moment where you will want to move back just a little if you haven't already done so. I see that these are modern chairs here. Let's just put this here. What do you see? We have laughter here. You see
socks.
My legs, right?
Yes.
Right. When must a contract be in writing? It is actually a misconception that contracts to be enforceable must be in writing. Most of them don't have to be in writing. Now, as people going out into the real world, creating inventions, always make sure your contracts are in writing. But when must they be in writing to be enforceable? When you have my legs. My legs. M, marriage. Contracts in anticipation of marriage. Prenups have to be in writing. I'm trying to get a leg up on the competition. Why? Contracts that cannot, according to their own terms, be performed within 1 year must be in writing. L, land, Scarlett O'Hara. Contracts to transfer an interest in land must be in writing.
Writing, maybe.
E, you know, We really do better at these state colleges, don't worry. E, contracts made by an executor of a will. Sometimes we call them the personal representative, where the executor agrees to pay out of his own pocket a debt of the decedent. Must be in writing to be enforceable. G, goods.
Good.
Pens or computers or erasers. Contracts for the purchase or sale of goods valued at $500 or more must be in writing. And last but
Least.
not least,
Not least. Get it together.
don't worry, the advanced classes later in the summer. Contracts for the sale of
And he's the professor.
contracts with a surety, where someone promises to be secondarily liable for a debt. Daniel says, I promise to pay the bank $10,000, but I say to the bank, but just in case he defaults, I'll back him up, I'll pay if he doesn't.
Okay.
Contracts where someone is being secondarily liable or serving as a surety must be in writing to be enforceable. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. By the way, I was great in front of a jury. One of my most famous cases came shortly before the election of 1860. There is a book written about it by Dan Abrams. It's brilliant. And so is my behavior in the trial, if I say so myself. Anyway, there you have it. My legs. Rest is commentary. Go learn.